Hello, everyone. You are welcome to our wonderful channel. Now we will be sharing how to easily and simply make roast potatoes at home in the comfort of your kitchen. So sit back, relax and enjoy. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. Here we go. Making roast potatoes at home is a culinary art that requires attention to detail and a few key techniques to achieve perfection. Whether you prefer crispy and golden roast potatoes or fluffy and tender ones, mastering the art of roast potato making will elevate any meal to new heights. In this comprehensive guide, we will walk you through every step of the process, from selecting the best potatoes to mastering the perfect cooking method. By following these detailed instructions and tips, you'll be well equipped to make delicious roast potatoes that will impress your friends and family. List of contents to be shared. 1. Introduction to roast potatoes. 2. Essential ingredients for making roast potatoes. 3. Selecting the best potatoes. 4. Preparing potatoes for roasting. 5. Parboiling potatoes. 6. Choosing cooking fat and seasonings. 7. Roasting potatoes. 8. Tips for achieving crispy roast potatoes. 9. Tips for achieving fluffy roast potatoes. 10. Serving and presentation. 11. Storing and reheating roast potatoes. 12. Troubleshooting common issues. 13. Roast potato variations. 14. Roast potato recipes. 15. Conclusion and final thoughts. Introduction to roast potatoes. Roast potatoes are a classic side dish enjoyed around the world for their crispy exterior and fluffy interior. Whether served alongside a Sunday roast, a holiday feast, or a weeknight dinner, roast potatoes add a touch of comfort and indulgence to any meal. Made from simple ingredients and cooked to perfection, roast potatoes are a versatile dish that pairs well with a wide range of mains and accompaniments. Essential ingredients for making roast potatoes. To make roast potatoes at home, you'll need the following essential ingredients. 1. Potatoes. Choose starchy or floury potatoes such as russets, Yukon Golds, or Maris Pipers for the best results. 1. These varieties have a higher starch content, which helps to achieve a fluffy interior when roasted. 2. Cooking fat. Use a high-heat cooking fat such as duck fat, goose fat, beef dripping, or olive oil for crispy and flavorful roast potatoes. 3. Seasonings. Salt, pepper, and herbs such as rosemary, thyme, or garlic powder add flavor to roast potatoes. Selecting the best potatoes. Choosing the right potatoes is essential for making delicious roast potatoes. Here are some tips for selecting the best potatoes. 1. Variety. Choose starchy or floury potatoes such as russets, Yukon Golds, or Maris Pipers for roast potatoes. 1. These varieties have a higher starch content, which helps to achieve a fluffy texture when roasted. 2. Size. Select potatoes that are roughly the same size for even cooking. 2. Smaller potatoes can be roasted whole, while larger potatoes may need to be cut into chunks or wedges. 3. Freshness. Look for potatoes that are firm and free of sprouts, bruises, or green spots. 3. Fresh, firm potatoes will yield the best results when roasted. Preparing potatoes for roasting. Preparing potatoes properly before roasting ensures even cooking and crispy results. Here's how to prepare potatoes for roasting. 1. Wash and scrub the potatoes. Rinse the potatoes under cold water and scrub them with a brush to remove any dirt or debris. 1. Pat the potatoes dry with paper towels. 2. Peel or leave the skin on. Depending on your preference, you can peel the potatoes or leave the skin on for extra flavor and texture. 2. Leaving the skin on also helps to hold the potatoes together during cooking. 3. Cut into even pieces. If using larger potatoes, cut them into uniform-sized pieces such as halves, quarters, or wedges. 3. This ensures even cooking and crispy edges. 4. Parboil the potatoes. Parboiling the potatoes in salted water before roasting helps to soften the exterior and create a fluffy interior. 4. See the next section for instructions on parboiling potatoes. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. Parboiling potatoes. Parboiling potatoes before roasting is a key step in achieving crispy and fluffy roast potatoes. Here's how to parboil potatoes. 1. Fill a large pot with cold water and add a generous amount of salt. 1. Bring the water to a boil over high heat. 2. Carefully add the prepared potatoes to the boiling water and cook for 5-7 minutes, depending on the size of the potatoes. 2. The potatoes should be partially cooked but still firm. 3. Drain the potatoes thoroughly and let them cool slightly. 3. Gently shake the potatoes in the colander to roughen the edges, which helps to create a crispy exterior when roasted. Choosing cooking fat and seasonings. Choosing the right cooking fat and seasonings is essential for flavoring and crisping up roast potatoes. Here's how to choose cooking fat and seasonings. 1. Cooking fat. Use a high-heat cooking fat such as duck fat, goose fat, beef dripping, or olive oil for roast potatoes. 1. These fats have a high smoke point, which helps to achieve crispy results without burning. 2. Seasonings. Season the potatoes generously with salt and pepper before roasting. 2. You can also add herbs such as rosemary, thyme, or garlic powder for extra flavor. Roasting potatoes. Roasting potatoes is a straightforward process that requires a hot oven and a bit of patience. Here's how to roast potatoes. 1. Preheat the oven. Preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 degrees Celsius, and place a large baking sheet or roasting pan in the oven to heat up. 2. Add the cooking fat. Once the oven is preheated, carefully remove the hot baking sheet or roasting pan from the oven using oven mitts or kitchen towels. 2. Add the cooking fat to the hot pan and swirl to coat the bottom evenly. 3. Add the potatoes. Carefully add the parboiled potatoes to the hot pan, spacing them evenly apart. 3. Use a spatula to turn the potatoes in the hot fat to coat them evenly. 4. Roast the potatoes. Transfer the pan to the preheated oven and roast the potatoes for 40-50 minutes, turning occasionally, until they are golden brown and crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. 5. Serve immediately. Remove the roasted potatoes from the oven and transfer them to a serving platter. 5. Serve immediately while hot and crispy. Tips for achieving crispy roast potatoes. Achieving crispy roast potatoes requires attention to detail and a few key techniques. Here are some tips for crispy roast potatoes. 1. Use high-heat cooking fat. Choose a cooking fat with a high smoke point, such as duck fat, goose fat, or beef dripping, for crispy results without burning. 2. Parboil the potatoes. Parboiling the potatoes before roasting helps to soften the exterior and create a fluffy interior, which contributes to crispy edges. 3. Shake the potatoes. After parboiling, gently shake the potatoes in the colander to roughen the edges, which helps to create a crispy exterior when roasted. 4. Use a hot oven. Preheat the oven to a high temperature, 425 degrees Fahrenheit, 220 degrees Celsius, and preheat the baking sheet or roasting pan to ensure that the potatoes start cooking immediately when they hit the hot fat. 5. Turn the potatoes. Turn the potatoes occasionally during roasting to ensure even browning and crispy edges on all sides. Tips for achieving fluffy roast potatoes. If you prefer fluffy roast potatoes with a soft and tender interior, follow these tips. 1. Choose starchy potatoes. Select starchy or floury potatoes such as russets, Yukon Golds, or Maris Pipers for the fluffiest texture when roasted. 2. Parboil the potatoes. Parboiling the potatoes before roasting helps to soften the exterior and create a fluffy interior. 2. Be careful not to overcook the potatoes during parboiling, as they should still be firm. 3. Avoid overcrowding. Make sure to space the potatoes evenly apart on the baking sheet or roasting pan to allow for proper air circulation and even cooking. 4. Roast at a lower temperature. Roast the potatoes at a slightly lower temperature, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius, for a longer period of time to ensure that they cook through evenly and develop a fluffy texture. Serving and presentation. Roast potatoes are best served hot out of the oven, accompanied by your favorite mains and accompaniments. Here's how to serve and present roast potatoes. 1. Transfer to a serving platter. Carefully transfer the roasted potatoes to a serving platter using a spatula or tongs. 2. Garnish. Garnish the roasted potatoes with chopped fresh herbs such as parsley, thyme, or rosemary for a pop of color and flavor. 3. Serve immediately. Serve the roasted potatoes immediately while hot and crispy alongside your favorite mains and accompaniments. Storing and reheating roast potatoes. If you have leftovers, store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3-4 days. To reheat roast potatoes, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 degrees Celsius, and transfer the leftovers to a baking sheet. Bake for 10-15 minutes, or until heated through and crispy. Alternatively, you can reheat individual portions of roast potatoes in the microwave on medium power for 1-2 minutes, or until heated through. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. Troubleshooting common issues. Even the most experienced cooks may encounter challenges when making roast potatoes. Here are some common issues and how to fix them. 1. Soggy potatoes. If the potatoes are soggy instead of crispy, it may be due to overcrowding on the baking sheet or roasting pan. 1. Make sure to space the potatoes evenly apart to allow for proper air circulation and even cooking. 2. Burnt edges. If the edges of the potatoes are burnt, it may be due to the cooking fat smoking or the oven temperature being too high. 2. Use a cooking fat with a high smoke point and reduce the oven temperature if necessary. 3. Undercooked potatoes. If the potatoes are undercooked instead of fluffy, it may be due to insufficient parboiling or roasting time. 3. Make sure to parboil the potatoes until they are partially cooked but still firm, and roast them until they are golden brown and tender on the inside. Roast potato variations. Roast potatoes are a versatile dish that can be customized to suit your taste preferences. Here are some variations to try. 1. Garlic and herb roast potatoes. Toss the parboiled potatoes with minced garlic, chopped fresh herbs such as rosemary and thyme, and olive oil before roasting for extra flavor. 2. Spicy roast potatoes. Coat the parboiled potatoes in a mixture of paprika, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, and olive oil before roasting for a spicy kick. 3. Lemon and Parmesan roast potatoes. Toss the parboiled potatoes with grated lemon zest, minced garlic, grated Parmesan cheese, and olive oil before roasting for a zesty and cheesy flavor. 4. Honey glazed roast potatoes. Drizzle the parboiled potatoes with honey, melted butter, and a pinch of cinnamon before roasting for a sweet and sticky glaze. Roast potato recipes. Here are some delicious roast potato recipes to try. 1. Classic roast potatoes with duck fat and rosemary. 2. Garlic and herb roast potatoes with olive oil and thyme. 3. Spicy roast potatoes with paprika and cayenne pepper. 4. Lemon and Parmesan roast potatoes with garlic and parsley. Conclusion and final thoughts. Making roast potatoes at home is a rewarding and delicious endeavor that is sure to impress your friends, family and everyone. Whether you prefer crispy and golden roast potatoes or fluffy and tender ones, mastering the art of roast potato making opens the door to endless possibilities for delicious side dishes. By following the steps outlined in this comprehensive guide and experimenting with different ingredients and techniques, you'll be well equipped to make roast potatoes that are crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, and bursting with flavor. So gather your potatoes, preheat your oven, and get ready to enjoy the irresistible goodness of homemade roast potatoes. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. If you enjoyed watching, please subscribe to our channel. Subscription is free and does not cost money. Have you subscribed now? Okay, I will wait for you to subscribe now. Thank you. Do not forget to like the video, share the video, comment down below, watch recommended or suggested videos on your screen, tap or click notification bell, so that you would be notified each time we upload new videos. Please subscribe to our channel and share the video, if you have not. We say a big thank you for watching and see you in our next video. Happy cooking!